I've got sort of some bad news if you're an Andrew Tate fan. And it's just my opinion, or just, I wouldn't even call it my opinion, just maybe my observation is the best way to say it, right? Like, it's something that when I look at, I think, a bug almost flew in my mouth. When I look at it, I think, and I'm trying to be as objective as I possibly can, because I do like Andrew Tate, as I've mentioned before, but I'm not like one of these people that is just so, I'm not a cult member for anyone or anything, you know, in the regular world, right? Like, I'm not gonna, you know, be in the Donald Trump cult. I'm not gonna be in the Ukrainian flag in your bio cult. I'm not gonna be in any of that stuff. But in terms of with Andrew Tate, what I'm regarding to at this particular moment is this: we all know, right? Let's just say for a second that Andrew Tate's completely innocent. Let's go that route for just a minute. Here's the issue. Everybody has known, especially Andrew Tate, because he's said it many, many times, that Romania as a country is corrupt. Everybody that lives there that I've heard talk about it, they say, hey, money rules everything over here, period. You know, if you got money, you can get out of certain things, and if you got money, certain things won't apply to you, and et cetera, et cetera. Well, Andrew Tate thought that was a good thing for him, considering that maybe, you know, some what his initial thought was is, hey, if some girl comes out and says that I R-worded her, and I didn't, of course, right? This was the example he gave. Well, the Romanian authorities are, number one, they are supposed to require more than just like someone saying something as evidence, which is ironically not what they're doing now. But then the second thing is, like, he's in a position where he could play along with the corruption if he had to, right? Like, so if someone falsely accused him of R-word, right, then he would go to the Romanian authorities. They say, hey, this happened. And Andrew's like, look, let me give you 10 grand, you know, and they're like, that's a lot of money over there. I think the average person makes, like, I don't know, $300 to $600 a month, somewhere in that range. So 10 grand's a big chunk of money for them. And it's a big chunk of money for anybody, but the point is, for them, it's a lot more. However, what Andrew didn't see coming, and really, you know, I'm not going to say that he shouldn't have seen it coming or that he couldn't have seen it coming, but in this particular scenario, right, you look at it and you say, well, that's good, right? If Andrew is in a situation similar to what he's in right now, he'll be able to get out of it, right? As corrupt as that sounds. However, when, let's just say, another government, maybe multiple governments, you know, in different parts of the world, are in on this thing. Let's say he's innocent. Again, let's just go with this theory for a minute. Well, his supporters right now, his biggest supporters, are like, hey, don't worry, he's innocent, he's going to beat these charges. The thing that, and I believe that to an extent, the thing that I'm concerned about is this. Number one, we know Romania is corrupt. If he's innocent, that means this whole thing has been corrupted, and it's been brought forth by probably either other governments of the world, you know, different countries joining together to maybe pay pay Romania, if not pay them, offer them something of value in exchange for them convicting Andrew Tate of a crime and getting him in prison for a long time. Now, here's the thing. In the United States, innocent until proven guilty, and then if I was charged with something, right, I can go take that charge in front of a jury. And those are, you know, regular citizens that are supposed to be objective. The point is, they decide, right? And it's not done just by one person. In the country of Romania, the way that I currently understand it, one person is in charge of this entire thing in terms of the case, right? So if Andrew Tate is innocent, and if there is a bit of corruption in terms of what they're doing and trying to do to him with this whole case, that would mean that somebody is in contact with the one person who controls Andrew's fate right now, the judge, and that would mean that basically the case is already closed, even though we're doing the whole process as a charade, because the case is already closed. That's what I'm concerned about. If I were Andrew Tate, that's what I'd be thinking about right now. I'd be like, dude, these people, their whole MO, the Matrix, was to attack me, right? That was their whole plan. Well, now they've attacked me, and here's the only problem. If it is another country's government, or if it is just a group of very powerful people, you would think they have more money to offer the Romanian government. I'm sorry to make them sound so awfully corrupt here, but that's the way everybody's pretty much described them, so I'm going to go with it. They've probably got more money to offer than what Andrew has. And as far as monetary gain, Romania is also taking his, some of his cars, or they're supposedly, taking his mansion there, his compound, his houses in Romania. I keep wanting to say Ukraine. But you see what I'm saying? Like, it's not if, it's when. If the Matrix has fully attacked him and said, hey, put this guy in jail. Because if it goes to trial, and Andrew's thinking, well, my lawyer, he's a great lawyer, he'll do a great job, trying to represent me. Dude, it comes down to one judge. There is no trial by jury in Romania. There is no, it has to be this evidence, XYZ. It's one judge saying guilty or innocent. And if this judge, because he's a judge in Romania, is part of the corruption that is obviously known in Romania, what chance does Andrew have to win? I mean, what could they... It doesn't matter if you're innocent. It doesn't matter if you're innocent and the judge knows you're innocent. If it's up to him and him only, and it's a corrupt country, so in other words, it's a corrupt country where he will have no repercussions for if he finds him guilty, if and when, then it's just one of those things where it's like, you just got to hope that it's not the max sentence at that point, right? And I don't want that to be the case. Again, I've said this in other videos, I think that he's innocent, and I hope he gets a fair trial, and I hope it's not what I just described, because that would mean that he has absolutely no chance, no matter what evidence comes out or doesn't come out. But where we stand right now, the two ladies that I guess were in the police report for the ones that came forth and I guess claimed that Andrew did X, Y, or Z, those two ladies have apparently come forth on a cable news show in Romania and basically said that they had no idea that they were even in the police report, and that this entire case, it seems to be built on a bunch of lies. I think that was basically their word. So, as I said, there's no evidence at all. Now, there may not even be any people alleging, unless there are other so-called victims, alleged victims, that are going to come forward or already have come forward. But right now, it looks like it's a complete farce. That's just what the truth is at this moment. I know there are people out there that hate Tate so much, both Tates, that they just want to believe that he's guilty so bad. And like anything that they hear that is evidence, they just believe it, and they just kind of close their eyes and hope that's what it is, right? But the truth of the matter is, let me just be extra clear, there's no evidence at all right now. Yeah, there's a video of him playing pretty rough with a female. That lady has come out, and she's basically said that it was consensual, it was a sex play, it was nothing. And she's made, I believe, 3 videos now. So there's really, if there were, I think at the height of their, I was about to say, never mind. At the height of their webcam business, Andrew said they had like 75 girls. There are girls out there that if they wanted to could come forth and say some bad things about the Tates, and so far they haven't. And even if they do, because I think they'll get 1 or 2 to come out and say something, you incentivize them properly, they could, or maybe Tate's guilty. In any case, if that were to happen, that's not evidence either. So that's the weird thing about this. It's like, you would have to hope that if Tate's guilty, that there would be a way that the prosecution could find actual evidence, because at least I can speak for myself and people like me. we're not going to believe it if it's just some random lady saying he did X, Y, or Z. At this point, with how weird this situation has already played out and the fact that he predicted it would happen, I mean, it's hard to believe them, whoever they are. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. So, like, hopefully he gets a fair trial. As I said, I don't know that that's going to happen because, again, in Romania, it seems as though it's just one person that says yes or no, guilty or innocent, boom, slams the gavel and says, hey, you know, I don't know how the sentencing is worked out, but I'm imagining, I mean, could you imagine that same judge after he says you're guilty just because he's been paid off, hypothetically? Could you imagine if he then said, oh, 15, 20 years? Like, you go from Andrew Tate being the most, in Tristan Tate as well, two of the most famous guys in the world, multi-millionaires, to all of a sudden, one corrupt judge was told by one corrupt entity or group or whatever that you were talking too much shit that they needed to get rid of. And so they put in the phone call, or they put in the plan to basically just make something up about you and take you from living your multi-million-dollar lifestyle, take you straight to a Romanian prison, which, as I mentioned in a previous video, Michael Francis, former Italian mob boss Michael Francis, said that he's heard that the Romanian prisons are amongst the worst in the entire world. So hopefully that's not the case. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Talk to you later. Peace.